Hello, Leo, and welcome to your March 2017 Tarotscope. I'm back to using the traditional Rider-Waite deck this month, and also a single card drawn from the Sacred Path deck, and also one drawn from the Rune card deck, which, if you saw last month's reading, then you're already familiar with those cards. So yeah, diving right in, you have the Strength card reversed in the center of your reading, and what I'm getting with this is sort of the impression that maybe you are not owning your abilities in some way, not utilizing your full potential, not taking on a role that you are more than capable of taking on, and instead settling for something that isn't enriching or challenging or, more befitting to your abilities. And coming out of the past, you do have the Eight of Swords reversed. And this is, feeling trapped or limited by circumstance. This is feeling obligated to something that you don't find fulfilling, to something that you don't like. This could be a relationship, this could be a normal partnership, this could be a job, this could be a living situation, whatever the case may be. For whatever reason, it's like you're afraid to shine, you're afraid to walk your truth, you're afraid to say what's really on your mind, because, it seems like at the heart it's because you're afraid of the change, you're afraid of the unknowable. You do have the unknowable number 25 rune card. I'm going to read from the book real quick, since it kind of grabbed my attention right now. It says, the blank rune. Total trust, surrender, relinquishing control. All this is only words. Look into the night sky. Tell me what you see. Blank is the end, blank the beginning. This is the rune of total trust, and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which, time and again, rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. Drawing the unknowable can portend a death, but that death is usually symbolic, and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in motion in your life. In that blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, it comprehends the totality of being, all that is to be actualized. And if, indeed, there are matters hidden by the gods, you need only remember, what beckons is the creative power of the unknown. The blank rune may bring to the surface your deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet your highest good, your truest possibilities, and all your fertile dreams are held within that blankness. Willingness and permitting are what this rune requires, for how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less an act of courage than the empty-handed leap into the void. Drawing it is a direct test of faith. And I kind of want to tell a little story about a dream I had a couple of nights ago that I kind of feel might apply here in some way. But I was dreaming about a fellow Leo friend of mine, and we were having a conversation, but we were interrupted by a man who, he was obviously not in a very good financial standpoint. His clothes were torn and dirty, and he looked like he'd been sleeping on the streets for a while, and he was trying to sell us some trinkets or not. He was panhandling, but he was offering something in return, to be fair, and my friend kind of scoffed at him and made a joke or something, and I stepped in and I was like, how much do you need? I don't really remember what he said, but I remember I put my hands in prayer, and I looked up, and I willed a prayer up to the Most High, and I was like, bless this man with, financial security, and all this money just started falling out of the sky on top of him. And, in that moment, in the dream, I felt perfect faith, perfect trust. I knew that the money was going to come showering out of the sky because I had faith that it would. And, in the same sense, if you're in a situation where you're contemplating leaving behind a circumstance that has been a limiting factor for you, a limiting factor for your life, feeling like it was constricting your potential, if you're afraid of letting that go and doing something that you've never done before, going in a direction that you've never gone before, that fear is normal and that fear is going to be there. But the best antidote to it is to have perfect faith and perfect trust that you will always end up where you need to be, and you will always have what you need when you need it. But you have to discern, obviously, between want and need. For some of you, it can be a work situation. I feel like it's, for some of you, a work situation. And I've already recorded this video before this. I had to retry it. But what I was talking about with this card before was, somebody who is in the workplace, who is doing the work, but is somewhere else. I kind of illustrated it with, somebody on a computer doing important work and, looking everywhere but the computer. They were doing the work, they were getting it done, but they weren't in it. Their heart wasn't in it. So what's kind of seems to be coming to the fore is you recognizing that, maybe you're not in the right place right now. Maybe you're not where you want to be right now. And acknowledging where it is that you do want to be, where it is that you do want to take your life, where it is that you do feel passion. What is it that you're passionate about? And you do have the Wheel of Fortune crossing you, and, that's again kind of like you have cosmic momentum behind you that is giving you the opportunity to make change, giving you the opportunity to leave the cycle and start a new one in another place, in another direction, doing something else, or, go around the cycle again, and keep, going in circles. So you have potential, you have choice, you have the opportunity. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to rise to the occasion and own your strength and own your power and own your ability to create the life that you want for yourself. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be handed to you on a silver platter, but you can do it. You can rise past any obstacles that face you. You can you are well equipped to deal with anything that comes your way. Everything in your life experience up until right now has happened for you to be ready and able to deal with right now and what is yet to come. It's kind of like every moment we're adding a new tool to our toolbox, so to speak. And we need those tools in the coming moments. In the future, we're going to need those tools for something. Maybe, for example, you find a star socket something and you don't have the tool for that. And you have to go through a life experience that, gives you that tool where you can finally take out the screw with the star socket at some point in the future. That's kind of a very weird image to illustrate that, but whatever. At the crown of your reading, you do have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And so this, again, is, in spite of the fact that it seems like you feel trapped and constricted by your circumstances, there's a certain level of clinging to it, a certain level of comfort that comes with it, being attached to that comfort, being attached to that stability, being attached to what it is that you've known. And given the fact that it's reversed, it's, don't stagnate in that. Don't be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Push your boundaries a little bit. The overall environment, you do have the Queen of Wands reversed. And this, I feel, is representing another person that's around you, who is trying to help you go in the direction that you want. I feel like maybe you're seeing this person as an obstacle for you, but really they're there to help point you in the right direction, to help be supportive for you. And this person can be a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. They don't have to be. They could just be somebody who is focused, goal-oriented, who is driven, who has a fiery approach to life, who's active, who's always doing something. And the fact that it's a queen, it's somebody supportive. It doesn't have to be a female or a male, whatever, irrespective of gender. It's somebody who is supportive and who nurtures the will, who nurtures action, who nurtures creativity. That's what the wand is. Action, will, and creativity. And you have, all these wands. You have the Queen of Wands, you have the Three of Wands, you have the Page of Wands, and then you have the Eight of Pentacles at the top. So, this is you directing yourself. This is you allowing yourself to accept advice, accept help from whatever the supportive person or situation is, and utilizing that to, if you're dissatisfied with the way things are right now, start creating, start putting yourself in the direction that you want to go in. And with the Page of Wands, this, I feel, represents you. This is you beginning to blossom in terms of taking charge of your life, in terms of utilizing your creative energy in a way that benefits you rather than wasting it on things that you're not passionate or really involved in. This is you learning to direct yourself, direct your will, direct your energy into, the final outcome card being the Eight of Pentacles, into a trade or into a line of work that is not only fulfilling for you on a spiritual or emotional level, but is also supporting you in a material sense, in the sense that you're making an income off of it, you're making a living off of it. And, who doesn't want to be making a living off of doing something that they're passionate about, doing something that they love? This could be you stepping into a new position at work and, taking on new responsibility and finding out that you love the job. I'm going to read from the Sacred Path deck for your powwow card, which is Sharing and Quickening, number 25. So, if you have chosen the powwow card, you may be called upon to gather friends together to share and celebrate life. New life is bursting inside you as you dance the moment of new awakening. You are preparing for a magical moment when life takes you beyond your present state of being. In another situation, powwow may be pointing out that you have failed to gather the energy you need to prepare for this time of new awakening. That's not utilizing the energy that's available to you, stagnating and whatnot. It could come from your refusal to ask for help. Then again, it could come from your fear of asking for help and being refused. If the latter case is true, it is time to reevaluate the people you have chosen as friends or acquaintances. Examine whether you have been supporting others by being neighborly. See if that feeling is shared. Do others come to your aid when you are in need? If this is not the case, it may be time to refill your life with people of substance who aren't trying to be somebody, but rather find joy in naturally being themselves. Look at the true characters of those with whom you choose to share life and see exactly which qualities you respect in each of them. All in all, the powwow card asks you to listen to the powwow drums and dance your preparation for the future. We can find joy in every life situation, if we have gathered all of our acoustics into one bundle, which is like, your accomplishments and your discoveries and insights and knowledge on things. And I have to end it there because I'm going to run out of recording time, but I hope this reading helped, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all for your supportive, encouraging words, and, I love hearing your stories and things, and, thank you. I love and appreciate every one of you. Take care, Leo.